Hello friends, welcome to ixamBee. In this video, we are going to discuss the important PIB news in the form of MCQs. From the date of 6th to 13th of September. And in the end of this video, we are also going to discuss the descriptive questions, right? We are going to discuss the model answer of a descriptive question which I have given you in the earlier session of PIB series, right? And we will also give you some questions to write answers on for the next week, right? So before starting this video, let me tell you that we this year we have around 1 to 126 selection from ixamBee, okay, in RBI grade B. So if you want to enroll and want to prepare in an organized way, we are offering 40% discount on our RBI Grade B courses. So if you want to ensure your selection, you can enroll in these courses, right? And if you are planning to prepare for NABARD Grade A or Grade B, then also you can enroll to ixamBee. We are providing holistic approach to the NABARD Grade A, and we have all the qualified teachers for NABARD grade A. And these from this year you see that the exam pattern has become descriptive also. So for that you need proper guidance to write descriptive answers. Okay. So if you want to ensure your selection in NABARD grade A and if you want to prepare in an organized way for next year, you can enroll in these courses. Now let us start with the session. The first question is about PMG Disha. You need to identify the correct statement about the PMG Disha. So what is PMG Disha? PMG Disha is Prime Minister Gramin Digital Saksharta Abhiyan. Okay, so all this PMG Disha is about rural digital literacy program. Okay, so you need to identify the correct statement about PMG Disha. So if you are reading this, you will find that the first three statement of PMG Disha about PMG Disha are right. Okay, and this fourth statement is incorrect because PMG Disha comes under the Ministry of Information and Technology, right? And it doesn't come under rural development, though it is about the rural literacy and rural digital education. Okay, it doesn't come under rural development, it comes under MITI, okay, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Okay, and all these factual information is also important. You should take note of out of it. You should give heading in your notebook PMG Disha, and then under that heading you should note that 6 crore people target. Okay, then eligibility age group is 14 to 60 years, है ना? And common service centers are being used to enroll the users, right? So all this factual information you should know, and you should remember, you should take note of out of it also, because it is important to take notes of these questions, because at the end during your exams you should be able to revise these things in less time. Okay, so that's why taking notes of such questions becomes important. So answer is B. Okay, next question is recently Asian Development Bank has given loan of $300 million to Maharashtra government, and you need to identify the purpose of this loan. Okay, so this becomes important for RBI Finance. Okay, RBI Finance also and RBI Phase 1 also. It becomes important for NABARD Finance, NABARD Grade A and B. है ना? Because whatever is related with raising finance, raising money, raising funds, it becomes part of your finance, right? So, and again the ADB is also important. Its headquarter is in Manila. It is an international institution. It is a part of your RBI and NABARD syllabus, and in banking exams also such questions are being asked. So you need to identify the purpose of this loan. Okay, the purpose is to improve the condition of rural road, है ना? Or to build the rural roads in India, or not in India, in Maharashtra. Okay, since it is related with rural development, it is very much important for your upcoming RRB financial awareness, है ना? RRB financial awareness and NABARD grade A and B. Okay, So that's why this becomes important. I hope you are clear with this. Moving ahead, this is the news from PIB. From this I have made this question. To celebrate the 75 year of independence, Ministry of Food Processing Industries have celebrated the Food Processing Week. You need to identify this week. The 75 year of independence is the major milestone, and I am expecting questions on this. Okay, because it is one of the major things which are major thing which is going on. Okay, so you need to identify the week, and the correct answer is 6 to 12 September. You may get confused with 15 to 22 or 22nd of August, but the correct answer is 6 to 12th of August, 6 to 12th of September. You should take note of it, out of it. Take notes like food processing week. Okay, write in full, then 6 to 12 September. Implementing agency, food processing ministry. Then Gramin Swachh Sarvekshan is said to be launched in September. Identify the nodal ministry undertaking this survey. This Gramin Swachh Sarvekshan 2021 है ये. To Gramin Swachh Sarvekshan 2021 becomes important because it is part of your Swachh Bharat mission, and Swachh Bharat mission is one of the core scheme of Government of India. It was launched on in 2014, 2nd October 2014. Okay, so you should take note of it, and you should identify the ministry for this survey. It is your Ministry of Jal Shakti. It is not Ministry of Rural Development, not the Ministry of Environment, not Urban Ministry. Okay, it is Ministry of your Jal Shakti. Okay, Swachh Bharat Mission also comes under this ministry. Okay, so moving ahead, Swachh Sarvekshan survey. Here it is a little bit of blur, but it is Jal Shakti. Okay, so I hope you are clear. You should also take note of these 3 points because these are the important section for your descriptive answer writing. है ना? The focus area of Swachh Sarvekshan is solid and liquid waste management, menstrual hygiene management, and ODF sustainability. Right? So these 3 key elements of this Swachh Sarvekshan survey you should know. है ना? These are in in RBI prelims they will ask you some statement based question, and there are chances of asking such questions. Okay, moving further, which of the following organization launched the energy transition index? Energy transition and the emphasis on renewable energy is given by Government of India. We have targeted 450 gigawatt by 2030. Okay, and this is important target as far because it is related with sustainable development, है ना? So this is important. Last year they have NABARD has asked breakup of 175 gigawatt. This is our INDC, है ना? So NABARD has asked this. They may also ask 450 gigawatt, है ना? So you should know the things which are related with energy transition, renewable energy, sustainable development, environmental protection. Okay, so the correct answer for this question is World Economic Forum. ठीक है, World Economic Forum is launching this energy transition index. Okay, and the rank of India in this energy transition index is 87th. है ना? You should know the rank of India. You take note of this. You take note of this. ठीक है? Then World Bank is also one of the major global institution, and it is mentioned in the syllabus of RBI and NABARD. And for banking aspirants also, these things are being asked in their phase 2. ठीक है? Those who are preparing for RRB financial awareness, RRB scale 2, scale 3, and for scale 1 also, such things become important. So a World Bank every year launches one World Development Report. ठीक है? Now I want to ask you, what is the theme of World Development Report 2021? Okay, theme of World Development Report 2021 you should write in the comment section. Okay, it is important. You need to Google the theme of the World Development Report which is launched by World Bank in 2021. Okay, you write it in comment section. Now next question is, LIC Housing Finance has recently partnered with which of the following bank to improve the home loan service? LIC is in news due to the disinvestment. Okay, and Government of India is said to launch the IPO of LIC. है ना? Government of India want to disinvest from LIC. LIC is also known as All India Financial Institution, है ना? And since LIC is in news, you should know everything about LIC. Yeah, everything means the most important aspect. Who is the chairman of LIC? Chairman is MR Kumar. Okay. And recently government of India has amended the LIC Act, and chairman post is will be abolished now, and it will be chief executive, है ना, and managing director. Okay. So chairman no longer will be there in LIC, but as of now MR Kumar is holding this position, right? So the answer of this question is IPPB, India Post Payment Bank. Now you must be wondering how LIC Housing Finance will can partner with IPPB when IPPB is not able to give loans, है ना? IPPB cannot give loans, but LIC Finance can take help of the coverage of IPPB, है ना? Because India Post has more than 1 lakh branches in across the country. So LIC Housing can leverage that network of branches of India Post Payment Bank, है ना? So banking operations of India Post Payment Bank is also being operated through India Post. ठीक है? So that's why LIC Housing has partnered with IPPB. So you should know this. Moving further, this is the news from PIB. Then Atmanirbhar Bharat corners are being opened in 75 Indian embassies across the world. Identify the organization executing this task. The body which is executing this is your TRIFED, है ना? So you may get confused with the Ministry of External Affairs, but that is not the right answer. Correct answer is TRIFED. TRIFED is nothing but Tribal Cooperative Marketing Development Federation of India. Okay, you note this down. Tribal Cooperative Marketing Development Federation of India. Okay. Then APEDA comes under Ministry of Commerce. Its long form is Agricultural Processed Food Products Export Development Authority. Agricultural Processed Food Product Export Development Authority. Okay. And this TRIFED comes under Ministry of Tribal Affairs. I hope you are clear with this. Then moving ahead, recently NITI Ayog has signed a statement of intention to promote cooperation in agriculture with which of the following university? Whatever current affairs related to the NITI Ayog all becomes important for the exam. Okay, for banking also and for regulatory bodies also, because every year there will be 2 to 3 questions regarding NITI Ayog. Okay, because NITI Ayog is one of the apex institution in policy making, right? So you need to be aware about this development. Okay, so NITI Ayog has partnered with Gujarat University in the areas of agricultural cooperation. Okay, so it becomes important. It is not the GB Pant University. GB Pant University is one of the topmost agricultural university in our country, but the answer for this question is your Gujarat University. I hope this is clear. Moving further, as per the PLFS report, what is the unemployment rate of 29-20? PLFS is nothing but your periodic labor force survey, which is being launched by NSO. Okay, and recently they have published report for June 2019 to July 2020. Okay, so you should know this figure. What is the unemployment for this period? The answer is 4.8%. Okay, and the rest of the figure I must tell you, 9.5% is the GDP growth rate forecast by RBI as well as by IMF. Okay, then 11% is the GDP rate forecast by Economic Survey. Then 8.3 is the GDP forecast by World Bank, Global Economic Prospect. Okay, World Bank का है ये. You should remember all these figures. It becomes important for your exam, for RBI, NABARD, banking, all the exam, because there will be questions on this. PLFS is one of the important report in the domain of socio-economic issues. Okay, you should know this. Then recently ixamBee portal has been launched by Labor Ministry. Identify the key objective. ixamBee portal has been covered by me in the earlier general awareness videos and PIB videos also. Okay, if not PIB, I have covered it in GA videos in our course. Okay, so you need to identify the key objective of e-shram portal. What is the key objective? The key objective is to provide social security to unorganized worker. Okay, those worker who are working in an unorganized sector, they can register themselves on e-shram portal. They will get one 12-digit number, and this is kind of a formalization, making the labor sector of India a formalized one. Okay, so through this 12-digit number they will be given certain social security benefits, like if they came across any accident they will be given 1 lakh rupees. Okay, not in case of accident, but if they if they undergo any partial disability, so in that case they will be given 1 lakh crore. And if the person is if the person dies, then he or she will get 2 lakh rupees. So these are some of the social security benefits which will be given to the workers working in unorganized domain. Okay, since it is related with labor ministry, and e-shram is an important development in the form of labor, in the area of labor reforms. Okay, so this becomes important. Then we are going to discuss now the progress, the descriptive answer which I have given you in the earlier video, right? Because now RBI and NABARD both have become descriptive, right? And that's why it becomes important to have adequate practice beforehand, है ना? So the question is asking you to discuss the progress of efforts to double the farmers' income by 2022. And in the second part, they are asking us to bring out the impacts. They are asking us to bring out the impacts of pandemic on ambitious plan of doubling farmers' income. Okay. So there are two parts of this question. So you should address the two parts one by one. Okay. Now first thing, you are asked to discuss the progress and efforts of doubling farmers income. So you should know some factual things about the doubling farmers income. The government of India has appointed one committee under Mr. Ashok Dalwai to double the farmer income by 2022. Okay, and we didn't have data in 2015-16 of how much the income of farmer is in 15-16, but we had data of 2013. So this committee have extrapolated the data of 2013, and they have arrived at the income of farmer in 2015 and 16 is 97,000 rupees. So we need to double this 97,000 by 2022. Okay, so in that direction government has taken many steps. Government has taken many steps to improve this income, and this committee has devised one strategy also. The strategy was of higher volume of output through higher productivity. Okay, so this is the strategy, means this is the guideline. If we do this thing, then we will be able to double the farmers income, है ना? So what we did for to ensure this, we have launched the soil health card scheme, the penetration of soil health card scheme, है ना? And through this soil health card scheme we are making a farmer aware about the deficiency of nutrients in his soil, and we are making him aware about the health and the capability of the land in terms of what kind of crops he or she can grow in his field. Okay, so if we are aware of the capability of land, or let's say soil health of the farm, then we will be able to accurately decide the cropping pattern, है ना? And if we are accurately deciding the cropping pattern, there are high chances of high productivity, है ना? So this is the progress, and this is the strategy, right? So you should talk in your answer in this tone. Then second strategy is lower cost of production. Lower cost of production, how will you ensure this? In order to lower the cost of production, you need to provide cold storage, warehouse, you need to provide machineries also, है ना? You need to reduce the labor cost. So for that matter, you need to have a rural infrastructure also, in form of rural roads. It will help you to it will help you to connect with the APMC markets and various other urban markets also. So it will increase, it will have chances to improve your or farmers income, right? So these are the government of India initiatives, like through agriculture infrastructure development fund we are planning to improve cold storage scenario, warehousing in the country, है ना. Then we will come on the higher real remunerative returns on the farmers produce. How will it happen? Higher real remunerative return may happen due to the collaboration with industries, है ना, collaboration with industries of food processing. If government if farmers are doing contract with the food processing industries, then they will have the price for their yield, and they will have assured return for their agricultural produce, है ना, and they won't have to face the price fluctuation in the market in that case. So it is really remunerative way of doing agriculture, है ना. Like for example, PepsiCo has partnered or signed contract farming with Gujarat farmers, है ना, for potato. The Lays you must be knowing Lays chips, ठीक है. And then we have PM Fasal Bima Yojana also, because through this scheme we are protecting the uh, uh, losses of farmers through floods or droughts, है ना. कहीं पे floods आएगा, कहीं पे droughts आएगा, तो उसके थ्रू जो losses हो रहा है, that we are covering through this प्रधानमंत्री फसल बीमा योजना. Then augmentation of income through allied activities. Now if farmer is doing only farming, then he may has to face the weather anomalies, and he may undergo in he may experience losses also, है ना. But if we are ensuring the allied activities in terms of livestock rearing, है ना, in terms of dairy activities, in terms of fishing, है ना. So all these activities will help to augment the farmers income, है ना. Then PM Kisan is also one of the good scheme which is for income support of farmer, ठीक है. So we are talking about the strategy, and we are talking about the steps taken, ठीक है. And we are also talking about the benefits which are there due to this initiative. So this is the way you need to discuss the in your descriptive answer. Now we will move ahead on the second part of this answer. Second part is impact of pandemic, ठीक है. Impact of pandemic. So last year when lockdown started, it coincided with the Rabi harvesting season, ठीक है. So since it has coincided with Rabi harvesting season, it has impacted the harvesting capability of the farmer, है ना. There was a crunch of machinery, there was crunch of labors, ठीक है. There was crunch of vehicles to connect with the markets. So this such things happened in the pandemic. Okay, so you should talk about reduced demand, because all the contact intensive industries like hotels, है ना, hotels, then mess, है ना, hostel mess, then your tourism sector, all these things are affected, and these are one of the major consumers of the agricultural produce, ठीक है, horticultural produce, fruits, vegetables. So that's why demand has lowered, and then due to pandemic the purchasing capacity of the poor people has been also impacted. So that's why poor people are not going for purchasing fruits, because they don't have money, because income level of the general or the people from the lower strata has increased, has impacted, है ना. And that's why we are seeing the reduced demand in the market. So it is ultimately affecting the agricultural income activities, ठीक है. Then harvesting season has coincided with the pandemic. I have just now talked about this. Then labor scarcity has occurred. Then machines were not distributed in time. Then milk and horticultural produce have faced many hurdles due to multiple checkposts and unavailability of vehicles, है ना. So this is also one of the valid argument. You should also quote this in your answer, and you can elaborate this in maybe in 30-40 words, है ना. If you try to write only 40 to 50 words in on each of the topic that we have discussed here, ठीक है, then also you will be writing around 450 to 500 word answer, है ना. So this becomes important. Then agri export was affected, impacted at that time, है ना? During pandemic, the pandemic is going on, but in 2020, Europe was grappled with COVID infections. ठीक है? Infections were rising at that time, and that's why the agricultural export from India of let's say fruits and vegetables was impacted. ठीक है? If you consider the overall scenario, then the agricultural export has increased, but the increased agricultural export is to the African nations, है ना, to Arab nations where they are not where there is not adequate food supply, है ना. But if you consider the European and US market, then it was grappling with the corona infection, and that's why our agricultural export has impacted. Okay, when we are talking about this impact, we should also talk about the measures taken by the government in order to fight this impact, है ना. So you should talk about the relief measures also. One of the relief measure is food grain procurement by government, then relaxation of essential commodity act, targeted help to dairy and poultry, then enhanced credit flow. ठीक है, all these things you should talk about in your answer. So talking on such diversified dimensions will give you confidence and will give you multi-dimensional look to your answer, and more the dimension, more will be the marks, right? So all these things you need to remember, and you need to take note of it, and you can write in this fashion. Okay, then if you want more clarity on this article, na, there is one article on progress in doubling farmers income on PIB. ठीक है, 21st of July का PIB. There you can read this article to have more clarity on this. ठीक है, there you will get data, there you will get arguments also. ठीक है, lot of factual information is there, so you may take notes out of it. ठीक है, even if you don't read this article, and if you have understood this concept how to go about, ठीक है, so it is also enough. ठीक है. Now the second question, which is of examining the industrial development across India, and the second part is bring out its impact on environment, social life, and poverty elevation. So you should divide this answer into four parts. This is your first part, this is your second, third, and fourth. ठीक है. Now first in the first part you are asked to examine the industrial development across India, not in one part but across India. ठीक है. So you should talk about the sectoral development across India, like mining in central India, service sector in the urban areas like Delhi, Mumbai, Ahmedabad, है ना, Lucknow. In the capital cities there is the boom of service sector, है ना. Then you can talk about manufacturing hubs are there in Pune, Mumbai region, then in Ghaziabad, Hazira, all these are manufacturing hubs. Then pharma sector in the western India, IT sector, IT hubs are Bangalore, Hyderabad, Pune, है ना, all these are IT hubs. So you should talk about all these things. It brings diversity to your answer, है ना. Then industrial cluster, where are the industrial clusters? There Delhi has Ghaziabad, Pune, Mumbai, Hazira, Chennai, है ना. You can talk about the quadrilateral highways also, है ना, because these are the industrial clusters. Delhi Mumbai industrial corridor you can talk about, है ना. All these things should come in your answer, because it gives diversity to your answer, and it provides certain credibility to your answer. Then sectoral imbalance is there. Whenever you are talking about the industrial development, you should talk about the both the sides, है ना. We have developed our industry, but there are sectoral imbalance also. Agriculture and manufacturing is contributing around 17% to the around 17% to the, just a minute, contributing only 17% to the GDP growth, है ना. And service sector is contributing around 54 to 56%. So this is the sectoral imbalance, है ना. Service sector has less propensity towards creating the jobs, whereas manufacturing has more potential to create the jobs, but manufacturing has not been developed yet. That's why we had come up with a Make in India campaign, है ना, Make in India campaign. So this thing you should know, and you should quote in your answers. ठीक है. So this is about industrial development. Then you should talk about the environmental impacts of industrial development. We are experiencing air and water pollution in Delhi and Bangalore respectively. Then deforestation in the Malkangiri forest, Western Ghat, है ना? Unsustainable urbanization in Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, because lot of people are migrating to these such big cities, and there it has lead to the unsustainable urbanization in terms of lot of HFC emission. It is one of the greenhouse gas through ACs and refrigerators. Then we have soil sealing. Soil sealing means you are applying the concrete, no, concrete and cement and some cement and sand on the ground floor. That's why the groundwater groundwater is not being, aquifers are not being recharged. है ना? It is also one of the challenge. In Chennai, we are facing water scarcity. All these are problems due to industrial development. ठीक है? Then you should talk about social life. When you are talking about social life, you can divide your answer in three parts: upper class, middle class, lower class. ठीक है? And mota mota you should talk about all the three classes. If you are talk about upper class, they are living lavish life, they have high salaries, they have posh and luxurious housing. Okay, so this is about upper class, but still there are non-communicable diseases due to the working of long hours in IT segment, है ना? So non-communicable diseases like sugar, like diabetes and high blood pressure, all these things are annoying this upper class. ठीक है? Then middle class is relatively stable, but they are facing health issues and family problems due to work life imbalance, है ना? All these things we get to see in the industrial cities and major urban areas, है ना? Lower class people are living in slums, and they are struggling to improve their life, and there you can see lot of income inequality, ठीक है, between lower class, middle class, or lower class, upper class. All these things are the byproduct of industrial development in urban areas, है ना? So you should talk about the such arguments. Then in poverty elevation, the industrial development has helped us to elevate the poverty, to elevate around 271 million from 2005 to 15. But then pandemic happened and this situation has become worse now. Okay, so you should talk about the poverty elevation because manufacturing and industrial development has created many jobs, है ना? Has created many backward and forward linkages which have increased the job creation scenario. ठीक है? So all these things you should talk in your answer. Due to industrial development, industries are taking various CSR activities also. ठीक है? So due to CSR activities, they are helping in with education, health, skill development, है ना? Water recharge to the various urban areas and various rural areas also. ठीक है? So all these things they should be, so you should cover in your answer so that your answer becomes multidimensional and to the point. Okay, so all the aspects of this question has been covered, and you should take note of this, and I have given ample idea how to write answer. Now I am giving you practice questions to write on yourself. What is the status of food processing sector in the country? Scope, opportunities, and future prospect. ठीक है? How small and marginal farmers can get benefited with the food processing industry. Now first thing you need to do is break this answer into 4-5 parts. ठीक है? Whatever things we asked in the exam, in this question, you need to break and you need to answer them one by one. Then in light of idea of new India, discuss the salient features of national economic policy. Education is one of the socio-economic issue, है ना? And it has been in news also. So you should be able to write certain descriptive answers on national economic policy. This is not national economic policy, huh? Please forgive me. This is national education policy, right? National education policy. Please take note of it. There is one correction. This is not economic, this is education. Okay, so you need to write answer on national education policy 2020. Okay, so based on the guidelines that I have given, and based on the descriptive answer and fodder material that we have discussed in these answers, I hope all of you have got sufficient idea on how to write answers. Okay, so if you can write such answers, you can send these answers to hello@ixamBee.com. ixamBee.com. You can write my name. My name is Ravi Meshram, and you can address that mail to me. Okay, and forward your answers to hello@ixamBee.com. I will check those answers and revert back to you. Okay, so you can do this, and we will meet in the next session. There we will discuss these answers. So till then, all the best.